Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. Today we will discuss the subject that is network theory, and in this subject we will discuss our topic that is circuit element and classification of networks. So let's start our today's session. See, as our first topic of this subject is what? Circuit element. This subject, basically here we have to solve the different circuits, okay? And pre-circuit, in that we have a different circuit elements. So first we will see what are the different circuit elements that is present in any circuit. Then first is what? Is energy source. What is that? That we will see in detail. Then yes, second one is what? It's a resistor. Then it's a capacitor, and our last element, that is what? It's a inductor. So if we consider any basic circuit, then we can find this four elements inside any circuit, right? Energy source, resistor, capacitor and inductor. Now we will see what is energy source. That is what? It can be a voltage source or it can be what? Current source. Okay. Energy sources are classified into the two types. Now next we will discuss what is a voltage source. Then you just see this diagram. Okay, here we are just going to discuss two things, that is what is the ideal voltage source and what is the practical voltage source. Now to discuss that, you just see this simple diagram. Here we have a one resistor in series with the voltage source. Now, as I said, if it is an ideal voltage source, then the value of this resistor is what? That is equal to the 0. If the value of resistor is 0, that means what? Whatever the voltage V is there, that is all together, that is supplied to what? That is our load, or whatever the circuit that is connected to that voltage source. Because the value of resistance is 0. Value of resistance is 0, that is nothing is there. So just like a short circuit. Because V equal to what? I into R. If our R is 0, that means what? Voltage drop across that resistor will be what? 0. So if any ideal source is there, then we can say that the resistor value must be what? It's a 0. Now, it is not possible in the case of practical. So what will happen? The value of resistor, that is what? It's a very small value of that resistor, which is not equal to 0. That means if we consider that is a 5 voltage of source, then might we will getting 4.8, 4.9 like that. That 0.1 or 0.2 voltage drop that is across this resistor R. Alright, so this is all about the voltage source. Now, in an ideal voltage source and practical voltage source, see this is the graph. As I say, the value of resistance is 0. That means what? Is a short circuit. So it's see in the first diagram. As such, there is no resistor. And if we see the VI characteristic, then we will get a one straight line. Because as such, there is no voltage drop. So whatever the V is there, that is we will get at the load. Now next, in a practical source, we cannot eliminate that resistor or we cannot remove that resistor because the value that resistor is not 0 in case of practical voltage source. So we have to assume a very small amount of the resistor that is connected in a series with the voltage source. Now you just see the VI graph. Okay, here you will not get the constant voltage. Why? Because whenever you just increase the value of current, what will happen? There is some voltage drop that is across the resistor R. So exactly you are not getting the supply voltage, but lesser than that. See here. So this is the way. The voltage is what? Is a decreasing. So this is the VI characteristic of the voltage source. Now similarly, we will see the current source. As we discussed in a voltage source, we have a series resistor. Now in a current source, yes, we have a what? Parallel resistor. Now see, we know very ideal current source, then whatever the I is there, that is given to our circuit diagram. Okay, and if it is a practical current source, then there is some value of current that you will get through this resistor R. So I know that if it is an ideal current source, then the value of this resistance is what? Yes, it's an infinite. If it is an infinite, then this current having a two path. One path resistance is infinite. Here see at the terminal end you can assume any circuit, any parallel series combination of resistor. But if it is an ideal source, then the value of R is what? Is infinite, and the rest of the circuit you have some value of resistance, and we know that current always take the low resistance part. So here you will not get any current in R. Okay, so whatever the I is there, that you will get to your circuit. Now next is what? Practical. So value of this resistance is not equal to infinite. Very small amount or very high value of this there. Okay? Because see here if you are saying your current source value is 5 ampere. So maybe you will get 4.8, 4.9 like that. Now next, that is what? Ideal current source, practical current source. We will see the VI characteristic. Right? So here you will get constant, or in case of this we have to show this practical resistance, because here I am saying the value of that resistance is infinite. So as such no current is passing. Then V equal to, here current is 0, that means what? It's an open circuit. When current equal to 0, that means it's an open circuit. So no need to draw that resistance. And here we have, in the second case, we have that resistance R as H. Sometimes that is known as a shunt resistance, R as H. And in case of voltage source, that is known as a R as E. That means it's a series resistance. And see the VI characteristic is like that. Now next, we will see what is a resistor, right? So basically this is the symbol of resistor, and we know that the equation, you have to remember this thing, that is voltage drop across resistor, that is V equal to IR, and current that equal to V by R. Now next, inductor. Now for inductor, see the equation is what? V equal to L di by dt, and I that equal to 1 by L integration of V into dt. This all thing you have studied earlier, right? Just a small revision that. Now next is what is the capacitor? Symbol is like this. Then the voltage drop across capacitor is V equal to 1 by C integration of I dt, and I equal to C dV by dt. Now next topic is what? It's a classification of network. Then we will see what is active and passive network. Then linear and non-linear network, bilateral and unilateral network, time variant and time invariant network, and the last type is what? It's a lump and distributed network. See, this definition can be asked in your exam. So one by one we will see that. So first is what? It's a active and passive network. So before that, we see what is active element. It delivers the power or energy to the circuit. And yes, we know that. That is what it is. Energy source. Voltage, or we can say it's a current source. So now we know the active element. So based on that, we will define what is active network. That a network that contains at least one energy source. And what is energy source? That is either voltage source or current source. That is known as a what? Active network. Now next, we will see what is a passive network. So before that, we will see what is a passive element. Okay. So it utilizes power, or we can say the energy in the circuit. And what are those elements? Yes, it's a resistor, inductor and capacitor. So now based on that, we can easily define what is passive network. A network that contains the passive element, that is known as a what? Passive network. Now next is what? Linear and non-linear network. As name suggests, linear, that means there is some linear relation between input and output. Okay, if any network is there, one side we have an input and here we have an output. If input and output relation is linear, then that is known as a linear network. Or in other way we can say that a network that follows the Ohm's law. Ohm's law, that means if we increase the I, V is also increase. Like that. If we decrease the I, V is also decrease. Though that is if a network that follows the Ohm's law, or we can say the superposition theorem. Okay, that we will study in our chapter number 3. Then that network is known as a what? Linear network. Non-linear, that means which will not follow the Ohm's law or superposition theorem, that is known as a non-linear network. Now next, that is bilateral and unilateral network. So first of all we will study what is a bilateral element. Then in a bilateral element, current can flow in both directions. And we know that is what here, that is resistor, inductor and capacitor. And bilateral network, that means a network that consists of a bilateral element, that is known as a bilateral network. Now next is what? It's a unilateral. In a unilateral element, current can flow in only one direction. Okay. Now recall the element. You have already studied that element. Okay, then which is that element? In that the current can flow only in one direction. Yes, that is what? It's a diode. Okay. If it is either work in a forward or we can say in a reverse bias. So a network that consists the unilateral element, that is known as a unilateral network. Now our last definition, that is time invariant and time variant network. Name itself suggests, okay, a network that is depend upon the time, vary with respect to time, time variant. If it is constant, time invariant. Now let's see in detail. Time, first we will see time invariant network. A network behavior is remain constant with respect to time, that is known as a time invariant network. That means you just consider some output, okay, that is C of t, and I have some value R, and when I say C of t plus tau, that means after some time, but your response will remain same, that is R. So that is known as a time invariant network. Because see, I am just changing the time t to t plus tau. Then after, my response R will remain same. Now next is what? It's a time variant network. A network behavior is changing with respect to time, that is known as a time variant network. That means, see, C of t, I have a response that is R. And C of t plus tau, the response will change to R to R1. That means if time is changed, response is also changed. Then that is known as a what? Time variant network. And the last one is a lumped and distributed network. A network which a resistor, capacitor and inductor are physically separable, that is known as a lumped network. Alright. Or distributed, that means in which the resistor, capacitor are not physically separable, that is known as a distributed network. You can see that here, see, you cannot identify it's a resistor, capacitor, they are not physically separable. That is transmission line. Or here, lump network, you can see, you can consider any electronic circuit. Alright. So this is the basic of any circuits. Here you study ideal and practical voltage source, ideal and practical current source, and then resistor, inductor, capacitor. What is the equation to find out the voltage and current? And at the last we see the classification of network. So I hope this session is clear. Thank you.